Oh man, I could really use a vacation after that last build. Somewhere nice and sandy that has a bar I can go to where I can get one of those coconut drinks with the little umbrellas in it. That would be nice. Oh, hey, what's this? The Jepin Beach Hut? How convenient! Hey everybody, and welcome to Groove Builders, the show where we create together. I'm your host, Disorderlycone, and in this episode, we're going to be building the Jepin Beach Hut. I hope that's how you say it. And with these kits here, we always have a few questions that we have to get answered, like what kind of quality of metal are we going to be dealing with? Can we read the instructions? And what tools do we need to actually put this whole thing together? These are great questions, and we're going to get the answers. Well, let's get down to the workbench so we can build this beach hut and I can go on a vacation. And just like that, we begin building our beach hut. And before we get too far along, we should really take a look at the instructions and of course what tools we're gonna need. Starting off with our instructions, these guys look like they've been photocopied and they might be a little hard to read if you use glasses. Yes, also too, they're not in English, but the majority of the instructions here are just like any other 3D metal model. We're going to bend all of the pieces at the fold lines, and we're going to insert the tabs into their insertion holes and twist or bend them depending on what's best for the model. Another thing to note with this kit, there are no circles or triangles telling you how to secure these tabs, and for the most part we're just going to use our intuitive nature to be able to get all of this together. In other words, we're going to wing it. Yeah, we're just going to wing it. But overall, everything should work out, especially if you follow our methods here. Now, when it comes to the tools for our little house here, we're going to start off with our nippers. Yeah, these guys are great for cutting out all of our pieces. The only thing we need to make sure we do is go right up to the part and cut it right at the piece. And the reason for this is we don't want to have any leftover metal on our parts. These little bits of leftover metal are called burrs, and they get in the way of all of our pieces coming together nice and smoothly. So we just need to make sure that every single one of those burrs are cut off, and a good pair of nippers is a way to do it. Now, when it comes to shaping our pieces, the two tools I recommend are a good pair of tweezers and some pliers. These pliers here are great for shaping the majority of our details, and the key to having a good set of pliers is to make sure there are no teeth on the inside, and they come to a nice little point here on the top. These ones came from a Metal Time kit, and I've been using them ever since. They're awesome. These little tweezers here are great too. The key to a good pair of tweezers is to make sure that they're nice and strong and have a couple of different ends on them, usually coming to a point just like this, to be able to get into the model and get those little details either nice and shaped or of course those tabs nice and secured. And finally, the last tool I'm going to recommend is a dapping punch. But of course, if you don't have one of these at home, you can just use a big marker. These guys are great for shaping some of our cylindrical details, like our palm tree that we're going to be tackling a little bit later, and of course that umbrella. But of course, if you don't have this tool, it's not a necessity, but it does make everything nice and uniform. Now, of course, these are just our recommendations, and you really don't need anything but nippers and tweezers to be able to build this model. But of course, having the right tools definitely makes everything a lot easier for you. Okay, we looked at our instructions and we have our tools. Let's get to the build. Okay, we're moving right along, and as you can see, building our house was quite simple. There were some rectangles in there and some triangular bits, but getting everything into place wasn't too much of a struggle. And now we need to start working on our base. The only thing that I did wrong throughout the entire build here was attaching that house onto the base first. Yes, it does make some things a little bit easier, but overall, trying to get the other details into place with this house installed is a bit tricky. So if you want to make everything easier on yourself, go ahead and install all the little details around the house first and then put the house in place. This will save you a ton of headaches. Oh boy, the dreaded lawn chair. Now I know what you're thinking. That's supposed to be easy, and it looks easy, but my head wasn't really working in the right way. When it comes to these kinds of details, it's really best for us to install the two sides onto the actual base first and then work the center details into place. It might look tricky, but you'll actually be able to bend them either to the left or right and install those center details quite easily. And because they already are attached to the base, they stay in place, not allowing for any of this little tomfoolery that I had going on here. I did eventually get that, but don't be me, be better. And boom, there we have it, the Zhepin Beach Hut in all of its glory. Yes, this thing was a lot of fun to put together, and quite easy too with its limited amount of parts. Although we still had some interesting details like our palm tree, umbrella, and of course that dreaded lawn chair. But if you take some time and of course work through these details, it really is an easy build to put together. My biggest mistake was of course putting the house on in the middle before installing all the smaller details. You would still have to install the palm tree top here after you do the house, but of course the rest of it could really be installed before. And that would have saved me a lot of fiddling and probably would allow this whole thing to go together a lot quicker too. My only other complaint when it comes to this model is the 4 pillars that are on the bottom. I mean, yes, it looks great when you put it down, but I don't like the little tabs that I can see under here, and I kind of wish they would have carried these all the way around like a border, and I think that would have maybe made it look a little bit better. But overall, I still really enjoyed this build, and I think it's great for any modeler out there that's looking to build something unique and fun and doesn't really want to struggle too much. I mean, heck, you could build this in a vacation home or maybe even a beach hut. Alright Groovers, that brings us to the end of our episode. I had a really good time building the Zhepin Beach Hut with you, and if you guys had a good time, don't forget to press that like button. For more videos like this, hit subscribe as well, as we have all kinds of great content coming out in the future, and I would love to have you there. Until next time, keep building. Alright, now it's time to get one of those drinks in a coconut.